Oh, I prayed for you all day yesterday, but today I totally forgot. I did pray for you this morning. I'm like, it did? Wonderful.
Worked great.
Maybe we can get an opportunity to share. You want to sit here? No, you can sit there.
Basically, not big, nothing weird.
No, she's still down for that.
That looks good out there, Derek.
Thanks.
Get the gutters cleaned out.
Try not to.
That's
Oh,
your
you're
job.
fine. That's what you do, guys.
That's your job.
My baby now.
Oh, I thought you.
I think you need more careful anyway.
I got one of them little
Yeah.
garden trowels and I
Well,
just stick in there.
That's like,
Oh, yeah?
I've only been to
That'll work.
You don't know, you stick your hand in there, you don't know what.
Probably need to take a
Yeah.
But I'm
hold
supposed to
some
so
more
much
from
now,
all that.
Yeah.
so I just stopped.
Stick, make sure they drain.
Dion, you don't have that yellow folder.
We'll worry about that tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Stacy.
Oh,
Stacy, a minute. I'm
not
not.
Stacy, yeah. Yeah, she's been off work for 2 weeks now.
What did you take one and pass it around? Look,
She fell or something.
take one and pass it around. Everybody ready to do this thing? Yes.
Just the first.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These?
No, that I probably
Yeah, I didn't know this was passing down.
Yeah.
Take one, pass it.
Oh, okay.
Take one, pass it around.
And they're all different, like, applications.
Oh, is this the,
They just pass it out. What it was.
Anyway,
This is July 31st, 1980.
well, this one says cash, trash, water, sewer, but they all say something different. They
Yeah,
all-
they're all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see this one. Oh.
Man, man, I could see they won't get.
No,
Yeah,
this must have been mistaken.
I got it on. I got 3 going here. What did you say you had general, you had what?
Well, I'll look at it here in a minute. Let's just go ahead and do our roll call.
Okay, did you write that down?
I'm trying to get it together.
Okay.
Call to order. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm trying to.
Where's our tape recorder at?
9820. We're recording on the computer. We don't have the.
Oh, okay. We used to have one.
We still do have it, but I don't think any of us know how to work it. I have not seen it. I'll figure it out when I get the opportunity. But the clerk always did it. 6:30 call to order.
Something else walked off.
Pardon me?
Something else walked off.
And, okay, then do the roll call and I'll write it down. Let's see.
Martha,
Here.
Brooke,
Here.
John,
Here.
Linda,
Here.
Stacy. Not here.
Paul.
Oh, he's not here. Pass this around so we can approve the bill, please. Bill, while that's being passed around, give your water report.
Chemical levels holding steady. A little high, 2.0 per tower. Hard to keep it maintained. Like one day, the 5th we used 10,000 gallons of water. The 6th we used 17,000. I don't understand what's going on with this. That thing would jump. Unless everybody's doing laundry or I don't understand how it's working. But it's hard to maintain the chemical level, you know, when you got spikes like that. But I'm trying to keep it at a minimum. The EPA wants a 1.5 in power, right now it's running about 2.0, so it's still acceptable. So what was the, let's see, that would have been Saturday, so maybe that was longer day or something. But that's a lot of water, usually 13,000. That's the only thing I know, there's no leaks. People must be washing cars, doing laundry. Maybe Sunday's back, they can tell on.
That reading before the holiday.
Yes. What was the holiday? Was that Sunday? Was Sunday?
That's Monday.
Monday is the holiday. Maybe it's really spiked for Sunday. Almost 20,000 gallons. Not a lot.
Well, something's open in the water part, fire hydrant. Well, something open the fire hydrant.
I don't think anybody did.
No, but
Didn't see water standing over
if you hook the hose to it going into the tank,
there. Yeah. Huh, never thought of that.
Say again.
If somebody hooked onto a water hydrant to fill a water tank, you know, you wouldn't know they took it, you know. It would be like, it'd be laying on the ground, you know.
Yeah. They're supposed to get a hold of somebody if they do that, aren't they?
supposed to, but, you know, people come out of town, from out of town, you know,
Huh,
that's the first time.
I'll be darned.
No.
We'll have to keep an eye on that then. Gary knew that step all night regarding the fire hydrant.
Is there a meter on that?
No, not on the hydrant. What would they show up with the hydrants on one side of town, show up on one well? Or, do you know how that works?
Count all your swimming pools in town. Got a lot of them in town.
I had a lot of trouble when they were filling pools. My gosh, I was almost, one day almost a boil over.
Mm-hmm.
My God. then I turn the pump up and boy, and then it's too much, you know, like, yeah. I don't like pool filling time. But, you wouldn't think they'd drain all the water and then fill them up again. I mean,
Stick a garden hose in it, keep turning it on.
Yeah, to keep it right at the right level. That's how you gotta keep them maintained and filled. Because if they drop down too low, then you burn the pump up.
I wouldn't think it'd evaporate that fast.
Some are full.
I think there's a water leak across from Wayne's. It was running on the sidewalk. We saw it Saturday or
Oh,
Sunday
you mean
morning.
John's house?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's John's house.
My house, yeah.
I wouldn't.
That's a lot of groundwater, maybe. I'm not sure.
I didn't know.
That'd only be a couple gallons.
It's on the city side there somewhere.
Yeah.
Leaking right there on the city side.
No, we checked twice. It's in between the house and the meter.
I mean, it's on somewhere on that.
It's pretty dry on my house right now on my side, but it's still wet on the city side. It's drowning in my drive, where it's causing a big hole. And I drive my car down in it, it's getting my fender well, making my fender wells off. So the hole needs to be repaired before my car gets damaged anymore.
That's
And-
not.
So we'll put that under new business, that there's a possible water leak at Jon King's house.
Yes, that'd be fine.
And you said you did look at it, but you didn't think
Right.
so? Well,
The water was standing up by, in between the meter and his house.
Yes, it
well,
was at one
I told
time.
him.
we'll take another look. Who's your landlord?
Gary Coker.
Gary Portman. Okay, we'll let him know and see what we can do about it. Do this with Dr. Warren.
And there's a hole out front that's crammed into. That's making it bigger.
What is it?
A pothole out the
Pothole.
drive on the side.
I see it.
Public comment. Anybody?
Public? I got one.
Your name in the back?
Me, Linda Flowers. I've got one thing I wanted to ask everybody is, are you aware that the state's giving out money for Connect Illinois and we can get free Wi-Fi for the kids? It's still going on. Is anybody trying to do that or?
I did hear about that. I don't remember the locations. I don't have children myself. I haven't asked anyone. How about John? Do you know?
No,
I haven't
here,
heard
we
that.
can do it here in Bellmont.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's any location set up yet. Is there?
I have no clue.
Is somebody still
No
working
one-
on that?
No one has
Is that
contacted
for
us
your
just
school?
about a hotspot for us.
Who, I didn't hear
No
you.
one has contacted us
I
about a
think you're supposed to
hotspot.
contact them.
Okay, and you called, I remember reading about it, and you
You
have the
can
name
call
of it again?
you can call the state.
Connect?
Yeah.
That is, that's for the school.
Yeah.
No, it's through the state.
Yeah, but it's for the
They
school.
talked about it at church
kids.
last night.
Yeah. This is through Illinois
They got
State
hold of
though.
me. And, I was at, for the down at the Methodist church up to
That's correct.
the shelter house.
That's right. Methodist Church,
And that's where it was put.
and
And,
it's only during school hours that it's
Yeah.
available to the
Yeah.
kids.
Well,
Yes.
it'd be, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's just confirmed that. I knew I'd heard about it, but didn't know the details. So during the school hours, they turn it on and kids can come and park at the Methodist Church.
They can do that now?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, it's in process. They can do
Good.
it
yeah,
now.
it's already been taken care of.
Okay,
So yes,
that's
thank
good.
you.
And the rest of this is concerning the parks. That's really addressed to you, Martha. Have you looked into getting any grants for the park to get us new equipment and stuff?
Talking about
Have
it
you,
right now.
there was $1,500 in the budget. Have we spent any of that? And do you have any plans for making the
No,
improvements
we
to the
haven't
park?
spent any of it.
I'm
And,
speaking to her.
well,
I don't know. Have you done anything
We
about
haven't
the
shared-
park?
we
I'm
haven't
speaking to
shared-
her. She's over the park.
I don't know anything about it.
Have you tried to look into anything? Have you went up there and looked around and seen the broken equipment?
Yes.
Or do you have any plans on repairing or?
Takes money.
Well, we've got $1,500 in the budget for the park, so that's a start. And I think that a lot of the citizens are actually concerned about the park. And a lot of places have park committees and stuff like that, and you can have volunteers, even though we're not on the council. You can have volunteers to come up and help. If you put a plan together, and then I'm sure there's a lot of people that like to come up there and repair. My husband is a carpenter, he can help repair stuff. And I'm sure you could do that too. There's other people in this town that have children that are interested in the park.
I wish they'd quit littering.
What are the concerns? You said, are there any?
Yeah, broken equipment. There's not enough lighting there. Maybe we could look into getting a grant for lighting for our park. That stuff that's going on at the park is probably happening at night. So if we had better lighting down there.
You haven't witnessed any more drug stuff going on?
I never witnessed any of that at all.
Okay.
That wasn't me.
I know we've had concerned about that before, but that's not.
There seems to be a lot of traffic down that way, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that. There's a lot of
Forgive me, I'm
painting,
just trying to
but
write it.
there's a lot of painting that needs to be done, but we could probably hold off a little bit till it cools down to do painting. That'll give everybody a chance to maybe decide what they're going to do. And I'm sure if you put something out here on the Ritter board, or I don't have Facebook, I don't know how many people actually do have it, or looking for volunteers to help. There's a lot of people in this town that care about that park. And there's a lot of towns that would love to have that little park. I've came down here for the last 8 years of my life, almost every one of these meetings, except for times when I got aggravated about two things. One is people burning tires and couches and stuff like that, plastic, which nobody needs to be doing. I mean, it's one thing if you live way out in the county, it's another thing when you're living here, that stuff hangs to the ground. And the other is the park. And tooth and nail, I fought to get some of the burning stopped, you know. Some of it I think is just stopped in my mind, because I think anytime anybody wants to burn something, they'll go into, which I don't think should be all my responsibility, since y'all are over our health in this town too. And it always falls to me, and I look like the bad guy. And the park. Nothing that I know of except that roof, and that would be considered actually the community club building. Nothing's been done to that park. Nothing, except mowing. And a lot of weed killing. That looks terrible. But now, that hasn't been done in a while, but I'm talking about in the 8 years. 8 years, nothing's been done. I went up there and raked some leaves. That's the only time I've seen. I think I seen you up there doing something a few years back working. So I know there's people that care about that park. And maybe we fix it up and try to get some lighting. Maybe it wouldn't be so, you know, it's like the broken window syndrome. People see stuff that's already falling apart. They're going to finish tearing it up, you know. So I think that we can do a lot better about that park. And if we had it fixed up, maybe we could make more money to shelter house. And the shelter house, it's got that nice group on it. When are we going to paint it? That paint doesn't cost that much.
Who you thought we do now?
Everybody.
I hear you. I honestly don't know myself, because I'm not over any department no more.
Yeah, and I think that it's wrong that he's not over the park. And I just thought of this. This wasn't, I didn't have this wrote down to say. And Martha, if you're going to be over that park, you should take a little more interest in it. Get on the computer and look for things you can do for that park. You know yourself it's falling apart. And I don't mean no disrespect to you, but if you're going to be over it, do something to improve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name's Dave King. I want to know something about the minutes. When we had the meeting out at the park, when there's only 9 people supposed to show up, when I walked in, I had somebody to tell me there wasn't a time nor a place. And I think that was Stacy. She told me it wasn't a time nor a place. Then the mayor told me to leave, and that was a town board meeting. It didn't get put in the minutes the last time. You put in there, you advised me how to do it on the internet or Wi-Fi or whatever it is. And like, people in this town don't look at that all the time. I ain't got one. You might think my wife has, but I don't. I don't look at my wife's. But I like to have that put into the minutes. And another thing. Get that all wrote down? In the minutes?
Did you have something else you wanted to say?
Yes.
Okay.
We had I think in the town, we had a community service worker. And what day did he start working? I think I saw him in the mayor's yard 2 days, raking and weeding. For 2 days after he got back on his vacation.
Not Colton, you didn't.
Community service worker?
No.
Who was it then?
Must have been Christopher.
Yeah, that was Bub's boy.
That wasn't our worker. Colton, no. Colton worked with me.
And your point is, the question is, did we have a community service?
Was he a community service worker?
No.
No community service workers.
Volunteer.
A volunteer. Now how did he be a volunteer and a community service worker?
He's not. He's not.
Bub's boy is Bub's boy.
Well, maybe not a community service worker, but he was, what would you call that?
He was working for Gary.
Yeah, he was working for
That
Gary. I know
Christopher
this.
Gunzel was working for Gary. Colton, what was his last name?
Community service?
And no. Community service workers.
He wasn't on community service.
No.
He's not in trouble with the law.
No.
In trouble with the law?
No, he's not.
Colton got his
Well, who was the one under the trouble with the law?
Colton.
Was he a community, well, you wouldn't call it community service.
He had to do, what do you call that, community service.
Yeah, he did
He
community
had to do
service.
40 hours of community service, so they sent him here.
Here?
Me.
That's the one I seen in the mayor's yard.
No,
No.
no, and he had been here a long time.
Well, that ain't what he told me.
No, Christopher was working for him, helping him with corn stalks.
Now,
And I know it was Chris.
yeah, we'll let that go. And then I want to ask something else. How about the keys to the park? To the baseball park house?
Dugout,
Yeah.
you want them?
Was it cleaned out?
Sloss has come and got their stuff.
Who did?
Sloss,
Got their stuff.
huh?
There was a freezer of theirs?
Yes.
All that there, from what I understood, he didn't want it no more. And left it for the city.
Did he leave it?
No,
I haven't
he
been in.
took
Did he take it?
I haven't
Yeah,
been
'cause
in.
I asked him about it.
He had Gatorade, water, some toy Christmas presents. I think they took all that.
Well, it was just confusing me because he said he left the freezer and the stuff because he didn't want it, and now he took it.
Oh, I haven't been in there.
Well, that's, you know,
Yeah, that's why I left it in there, because I talked to him at Menards at his job, and he said if he did leave it in there, it might be cleaned out, and we could just keep it there. So that's why I left it in there, so we wouldn't have to buy a brand new one, because it was all moldy, it had stuff in it, had popcorn stuff in it, it was left there for months on end, and he had ample opportunity to come and get it off. Now, if he wants it back, I don't care, that ain't
We'll
no
check
big
it
deal to
out.
me, but I'm just saying what it took.
well, I'm wanting to clear things, the reason I'm asking.
If it needs cleaned out, we'll clean it out.
Yeah, it probably needs everything took out and the garden
Yeah.
hose took to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you look in it, Martha? I didn't know. Gary, did you look in it? I didn't look in it. I don't even know if it's plugged in, was it? Is it plugged in?
No, we're talking about the freezer.
I don't think
Then why'd we take the key from John?
I don't know nothing about that.
I mean, you had eighth graders playing, then all of a sudden we had to lock them out. Now they can't practice.
I had nothing to do with that. That's not
And
mine.
this man needs a key to the city, City Hall,
Yeah, he sure does. That's not fair.
because he's a community service man.
What happened to the kids playing ball? Why didn't they come and,
They got locked out.
did they not sign insurance?
Yeah, they got, their
Yeah,
coach has an insurance.
We had all that taken care of, and it was totally publicize that anyone who wanted to use the ballpark to come to anyone and we could get them into the ballpark.
I know some girls were wanting it, and they never came. I didn't know why.
It's hard when you burn bridges to go up there and change locks, you know, when you have, trying to help people out, then somebody does it over personal grudges to change the locks.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of bull crap, really, and I'm about tired of it.
Why don't you change the locks and not give them the key? Because Mrs. likes to change the locks as anybody else does.
No, ma'am, I do not, honestly, I don't. If I was over that department, I could, but I'm not over that department, so.
Martha is. Martha, why don't you make him a key for the thing? Huh? I can't hear your head rattle.
How come this man can't have a key? I want to know.
I wish we didn't have to have no keys. I wish I didn't have a key, period.
No one's gonna answer you, they don't have
It's
an
a
answer.
shame we got locked.
Is it a secret clubhouse, or you know, you're only gonna let certain people in, or why this man can't have a key?
Out of my hands, I don't have nothing to do.
You know, it acts like you've got your own little community club. We're gonna let in whoever.
5 minutes is up, Mr. King.
You know, he needs a key.
Your 5 minutes is up.
Well, answer my question.
Your 5 minutes is
Give
up.
him
Answer my question. I'll sit down.
Give him the key. Give him the key.
Key.
We
Give
cannot
him the
have
key. Give him the key.
You act like you gotta have 2 or 3 people to let one person in when he's a community service
Give
man.
him the key. Give him the key.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Settle down. I appreciate it. Thank you.
John, you have anything to say?
Yeah, I got some memos.
I was talking with John. Hardwick.
Oh, my bad.
He said no, so now. Anybody else?
Yes, my turn?
Yeah, get right after.
Okay, Rhonda Short wanted me to ask if you guys received a paper to shut the water off at her old house.
Do that again?
I'm sorry. Alright.
Air conditioner blowing.
Yeah. Rhonda Short wanted me to ask if you guys received a paper to shut the water off at her old house.
Christina hasn't said anything. Does she want it off now?
I'm guessing so.
Okay.
I don't know.
We can shut that off
She
tomorrow.
had to, did she send it? We'll be looking for it.
Well, yeah, I think she did send it.
Okay, we'll be
I
looking.
don't know. Whether she did or not, I don't know.
Do we have to wait for the paper, or can we just go ahead and shut it
No,
off?
we need her permission for it. I think there's proper paperwork that shows how to handle that. Because we don't know if she has hot water furnace on, or, you know, you just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Next is Alan Crumley, who lives up here on Railroad Street. He says he is building a fence around his yard. He says that he has talked to the board members in the past who are on the board and said it was fine where he was going to put it, and they looked at his yard. He just wanted me to tell the board that he's going to start doing that because it's right there by the alley.
Does he need the guidelines, is that what he's asking?
No, he just wanted me to tell the board that he's about to start that, just in case.
Is there are guidelines?
Yeah. We can keep going on that one. People came to me about potholes all over town, which we know about that.
Working on
I'm
it.
gonna build and working on it. They are asked if we have any asphalt or gravel as of right now. We do. If we do, if we can lay it down in the hot summertime.
I don't think we have any asphalt, do we?
We don't have that.
It's hard as a rock. Donald's saying you can mix diesel fuel with it, loosen it up. I haven't tried yet. We've been busy mowing, digging, and cleaning up that sidewalk over there, so.
That's not something that we can do potholes with that.
It won't stay.
Yeah.
I fixed one up here with the road pack as soon as it rained, and drove through it and just bailed it all out. But you can't order a dump truck load of asphalt and dump it, because it'll get hard to rock, and then you're stuck with it, and you can't do the I mean, there's a big
Yeah.
pile up in the park, and I don't know, did you see that up at the east end by the trailer park? There's a big pile of asphalt up there, and I don't know who put that up there, and what we're gonna do with it. I mean,
That's ours to use, we can use that in public. It's park? Yes.
you can't loosen it back up.
You're talking about, I'll look into it for you, John, but,
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we'll try.
Yeah, we're just wondering if we got asphalt, we can start that pump during white morning.
It heats it up.
we've got it contracted by.
Diesel fuel sprayed on it, then a road torch, and they'll heat it up,
And that's
and
fine.
it's reusable.
Get into fixing that project.
Well, I don't think they realize it, but
Oh, another thing I was gonna ask, if we're gonna redo the roads, have you looked into culverts or anything, replace those before we go over the road?
I haven't
Yeah.
got any culverts bought or anything.
Right.
Are we into that now?
Are we into that now?
Well,
I think we went right from public
we're
to
kind of
public,
jumping ahead.
instead of just the beginning.
I'm just addressing one of the public one.
I think he's in new business.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, bud. You go talk about roads, that's my department.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what the public wanted me to ask or let you know or somebody know.
New business.
I mean, I don't know the answers, I think it is, that's why I'm bringing it up.
I do. And I'll tell you, then you can tell them.
Okay.
I finally got the paperwork back from Department of Transportation. And the okey dokey fix the railroad, hill, and what's that street down in Otters? Hector. And all we need to do is it's gonna be a total of $8,500. We have the money to do it, and all I need to do is
I got a motor fuel tax thing here from the people, and send it around and look at it, that's what they're gonna pay or whatever. We get it okay, and as soon as we can, we can get on with it and get these roads fixed.
So, are you down to the motor fuel improvements on
Yes,
the new
ma'am.
business? Okay,
But we have no old business.
all right. We'll check out public comments.
what's gonna happen to these roads. Giant's wife's gonna come in with a skidder, with a digger thing,
Grinder.
and they're gonna scarify it and crown it,
good, that's good.
yeah,
This is the process.
and fill in the holes. But I want to remind you that this is an estimate. We can end up having to pay another $200 or $300 for some kind of a fill for a hole. Depends on if they can fill the holes up.
Yeah.
You gonna fix any of the culverts going through when you make these new streets?
No,
Some of the culverts are collapsed.
on the end,
Up the railroad here.
on the end.
I
Where
wanna
they
say-
drove over.
You need to fix some of them culverts before you can put new pavement on it or do it. Well, at least look at them.
Yeah. But as far as culverts, I haven't bought any culverts. I don't have any plans to dig any up.
You talking about right here?
Well, not this one, but the one, next one up's been collapsed.
Yeah, that sinkhole, there's a sinkhole right here.
You can't even see through it or get water through it hardly at all.
I'll check that out.
Giant's wife's gonna scarify the roads and then put a crown in them so the water will get off.
Yeah.
I just asking, I
And then,
mean,
well, I'm just telling you, and he's gonna roll it, he said, pack it,
Uh-huh.
and then,
Chip and seal it.
yeah, and Wabash asphalt combined.
Aren't we the ones that did the last job on Hill Street that looks so bad now? Why are we using them again?
Well, I don't know.
They put that big rock on that road because of the farm machinery. That makes it where that bigger rock means you can haul heavier weight on that road. That's
Well,
why
it didn't work out.
No, it didn't. I
No.
mean, it's not these people's fault. You know, the
No.
Department of Transportation, I mean, it must have been an experiment.
I asked about that, and if I could nail them down, I could have nailed, Wabash asphalt down, then they would have fixed it. I could have made them fix it.
Yeah.
So they got their orders. Maybe it's divine intervention. I don't know where it came from, but anyway, they said,
Well, there's
wasn't
only one
us.
farm down that
But
road.
if
And
you know,
you know, you just can't pin them down.
if you notice where people's been driving and packing it down, it's pretty good in places.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than it
Yeah.
was
Now,
actually.
as far as Guy Sweat's concerned, I took him around here for about over an hour. And he said, actually, that big rock will be a plus if we can get it to the middle, scarify it,
Mix it all together.
put a crown in it.
Yeah.
I said, well, that little thing, he can,
Yeah.
he said, I can go through 5 or 6 inches of asphalt with that. I was amazed. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Now, I'm not a big chip and seal fan, but it's the best we got for the money we got. I'd like to have all blacktop like this road out here, I would.
But that big rock does need to go. I mean, if you drive over that, it just beats your car to death.
Yeah, it was bad.
We're gonna,
It's one thing in a tractor or a semi, you know, 'cause they don't do it. Well, if you're in a little car or truck, my God, you feel liberty.
as soon as I get the okey dokey from, if they vote for this, then I'll get up to, Wabash stabilization and we'll get on the sheet and we'll get that all.
Aren't some of the roads in the fall and winter posted to keep the heavy equipment off of them?
Yeah,
Well, why isn't that one? That's not his only access to that, his farm. He's got
Because-
that road that goes behind him.
Because you ain't gonna change that. He's gonna go on that road no matter what. He's already
Well,
fought
you
Bellmont
get-
4
you get
times over that
tickets
road.
for it, you know?
He don't get tickets.
Okay,
He does not
So
get a
we're
ticket.
paying the price of the roads being messed up.
That's right.
The only thing I'm worried about is put new asphalt down. If the water don't run through, it's gonna have to be dug back up.
If the ditches are filled up, the culverts are gonna fill up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the, and Stacy did say that she's gonna try to see about getting a track hoe to clean some of these ditches out.
Yeah.
Like down here, by well number 4. That ditch, you know, there's a lot of these ditches that need, and we could
Cleaned
use,
up.
and we could use a pile of dirt, you know, we could use dirt.
what's that street down there by Hatters? Hackberry?
Blackberry.
It was like pulling teeth to get that chip and seal. And I ain't got on my hands and knees, I ain't put it, I told them, I said, the fire department has done us a big favor. They have given us rock and stuff like that at no cost in the village. And they use that, and it's gotta be chip and seal, that's all they're doing. All right, well, they winded the bone and drove me behind. And, we're gonna get that done. So,
Anything brung up on a grant to fix the city hall?
still working on it.
Working on it?
you said a grant to fix the city?
Yeah. I know we ain't probably stop leaking.
They got new roofing technology that's gonna be, where you don't have to strip it off, you just lay it on
Yeah.
top.
Probably
Money
need
anymore
two
is
bys
not
and deck
easy.
and everything, yeah.
It's not easy.
I've seen that advertised. I think they just roll it out.
That's why we should take care of the things we have.
Yeah.
We don't need no electrical fire, that's for sure.
Jerry, I gotta have a okey-dokey on this money.
Yeah. You got the same thing I got? I need to make a statement about the last meeting of that being kind of obnoxious. I need to apologize to the public and to the city council. And that's all I got to say on that part. We need to get a motion for the motor fuel tax.
I motion. Motor fuel tax, that's what's taken.
I need a second.
That was on paper, that.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
chip and
this
seal.
was right here.
I'll second
that
that.
is too public.
That's the fix the road, yes, I'll second.
And let's take a vote. Linda first, John second.
Yes.
Okay, and then our vote.
Yes.
First three, yes, yes. And then Martha.
We've got some ditches, the sidewalks, somebody had been working on the sidewalk down there by Evelyn across the road. Looks good.
You gonna clean any more?
I hope so.
All good.
We're gonna clean them all.
That's good.
I've got a sidewalk that's gonna be a little bit of a problem.
That ain't a motion
That's up
to
to my fish.
adjourn this meeting too.
Up by where?
But fish, for
Oh,
that,
yeah. Yeah.
that's gonna take some work.
He sprayed that with chemical
I know.
and it killed the grass and everything, and then it rained and it worked all the dirt out the road.
But that's gonna take some fixing.
I don't know how you do it.
Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
What about printing our
Next
bills?
bills and, past minutes also.
Yeah. Slow down there, big guy.
Slow down.
So you're gonna ask her, oh, Martha, he didn't ask for 3 bills till I let you down. Sorry.
Jeff Geiswitz worked on these ditches and stuff before. And I didn't get a quote for him or anything like that, but yeah, of course I knew that. I mean, yeah, I can do that.
Don't send them over to my house.
Geiswitz,
Yeah.
Are you supposed to get
Well,
bids on that
Where
stuff?
can we stockpile dirt and we'll fill it? Gary, can we stockpile dirt at the park back there where the burn pile is?
I don't think we're gonna worry about that.
We'll let him haul it off, 'cause we need it.
no, we can hang on to it.
Yeah,
We did, that's the only place we got, back there by the burn box.
yeah. Every once in a while, I need dirt.
Are y'all taking bids on the work that you're talking about doing, or are you just calling somebody?
He's
no.
the only one that's got the bigger.
I called 3 places. Geiswitz the only one that said, yeah, I'll do it. I can do it. The other 3 would not show up. Wouldn't even give a letter. Said they were busy. Didn't have time.
Maybe I keep trying.
It's pretty
Be
busy.
something to compare it to. I used to be a construction superintendent. You had to have 3 bids. It didn't matter if I called 3 people and only one of them called me back. You had to keep calling.
You might be able to get just one person want to do it, but you still have to go through the process.
I know.
Try to get 3 bidders.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then you go. You're supposed to anyway.
You said motion to approve minutes you were asking for?
What'd you say?
Did you ask for a motion to approve minutes, last month's minutes?
No, I haven't heard from
Oh.
him.
And I believe
I asked
that,
for a motion to adjourn.
I know he's being funny, but we have to continue.
But,
I
I got one for, well, I haven't got one for the bills yet either.
Mr. King, can I ask you, with the minutes that you was wanting repaired, if I'm not mistaken, that would be May minutes?
I think it was when that
It was
March,
May.
it might have been April,
You think it may have been April?
somewhere in there, Hank. It was
I'll have to read both, 'cause we-
in that minutes. It wasn't in there. You just said you advised me,
April or May, okay.
but they stuff said it wasn't even in the minutes when I read it.
That was the meeting I think you were talking about was the last one I was at.
No,
The park.
is that Clark?
That was the one, that was one.
I'll review the minutes and I'll bring it to Christina to see if we can get it.
Okay.
John's not gonna sign the deal, so we can go ahead and do that, I guess. Sign that page again.
So I guess we're not gonna give him a key tonight.
I'd like to talk to you about the 3 bids things after, that way I know more about it.
Seems like nobody wants to talk about it.
Is anybody gonna comment on the key situation?
Yeah, I've got a comment. There's a logbook being made up, and whoever gets a key has to sign the logbook. If they don't sign it, they don't get a key.
Sign for what?
Anything.
That's just like putting stuff up for bid?
Anybody gets, they gotta sign for it. I'm not
Who's
gonna
got the
repeat that
logbook?
again.
Why did you replace the locks in the first place?
That's old business, and I believe we don't have to talk about it.
There's only one key,
We can discuss this.
the rest of the keys are locked.
Well, I'd like the public to hear why.
Yeah, we're not a public nuisance. We don't
That's
have-
fine, I'm not a public nuisance, I'm a board member. I can address it in front of the public if I want to. That's okay, I wanna know answers out of public meetings, the public wants to know as well. I'm not being a public nuisance. That's fine.
Are you
It is a
calling us a
public
public
meeting.
nuisance because we come to the meeting and to
But
hear
you don't
about
wanna be
chants?
addressing this issue because I'm a public nuisance apparently. In front of the public. I'm not getting out of hand. I just can't get answers. See, I'm getting stonewalled again because I can't get an answer.
See, he can't even talk. You wanna knock him down again. A public official, there you are knocking him down.
Dave, I could say something, but I'm not going to.
Go ahead.
No, don't provoke him, please don't do
Well,
this.
then he don't need to say that either.
Then don't provoke
Then why does he
him.
say that?
Because you know you.
Then chew him, not me. Why do y'all chew me but not him? Well, I'm trying to work with you too. It's a public meeting. I'm a public official and I can address anything I want to the public and I can ask any questions I want to also. Thank you. And I'm not being a nuisance. Why'd you change the lock for?
I don't have to answer you.
Why not?
Go back to the minutes. Look at the minutes for the last
I
time.
want to
not
adjourn this meeting.
What? No. No, I'm still talking I have before. Why am I not over at the department? Why are you taking off every department? But put everybody else over 2 or 3.
John, when you was on the park department, I didn't know what you was doing. You wouldn't talk to me, you wouldn't say jack, at least what.
Yeah, I did here in the meeting.
Okay.
No, you haven't.
When you walked the doors, did anybody read that note I left on the desk the day before he changed the lock? Did he tell you guys about that? No, probably not.
Well,
The only reason he locked it was taxpayer money. Is on a
oh,
personal
you
use.
ain't.
Oh, I know, because you lied in our stock
I don't
order.
get none of the money that comes into this place, so get off of that one, boy.
I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm not provoking, but I need some answers. What do you need? Well, see that whole stack of toilet paper? This is my office. I'm a public official. I like to talk to the public. That wants to come in here, that wants to come in here and sit down here and talk to me and go over it. One-on-one. Well, anybody. I can sit here and drink a cup of coffee with him and go over stuff or whatever. To meet the public. That's why I had to make it a makeshift desk out front. People came, people talked to me. I didn't have a problem with that when Peggy was the mayor. She gave me keys. She offered everybody keys, at least I think she did. And if she didn't, I don't know why I was a special one, and Bud Ranger was a special one to give me keys. But, you know, it's a little clubhouse. They don't want me in here. They want to take the tractor and illegally use it for a desk.
Don't you guys know what your position is?
I'm a public
What a
official.
town board member is?
I do.
What is it?
Are you done, Mr. Fiend?
Yep, I'm done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
He was done a long
Meeting
time ago.
dismissed, adjourned.
We didn't get a
Motion to
motion.
adjourn. I motion to
I'll
adjourn.
second that motion.
Did you approve this?
Yes, we did through the.
Yeah.
I did on this one.
And since
Yeah, we-
my constituents and everybody, here's a copy.
Well, they don't want him to talk.
Copy constitution,
You know,
they're
you
like,
can't talk to the public. You can't have
I
it.
don't want
Let's all get together.
Well, I know, that's how you feel about the constitution.
Motion to adjourn was by who? I'm sorry, I missed it, guys. Who's first and who's second? Motion to
I
adjourn.
second.
I need a motion.
I second one.
I'll make the motion. Okay. John was first, or second?
I'm sorry.
Marshall was first. Sorry, I said, I lost. What time is it?
Oh, that's it.
That was me. That's a copy of my book. We were saying this, they're all taking it, if that's what they want me to do, y'all take it up to the full back asphalt.
15th on the 6th, pick this up tomorrow.
I need to know when they're gonna do it, so I can get guys right up here to do what he does before they get here.
Make sure all the
They'll
cars
put
are
us on a
off.
list whenever they're gonna say we can do it.
Make sure all the vehicles are off the roads too.
We'll take care of that.
I will put that on the board out there.
As soon as we get some dates nailed down.
That reminds me, we need Clark Wanted still back on that board.
We got what? Old Clark wanted?
John, we paid for 2 books to be made, and I had one made for you. I don't see it down here.
Okay.
Will you be home this evening?
Yes, or I can get it tomorrow, whichever.
Okay, because I can locate it, I'm guessing Christina's house. They were 25.
So you did say you were looking into some grants and stuff for the
Shouldn't
park,
have to do that.
sir?
You can't,
Yeah.
you don't want to paint when it's
Yeah.
high humidity.
I know, yeah, you're right. But you're looking into grants for the park?
Yes, we're gonna look into it.
Okay, so you know about that, but the person over the park doesn't know anything about that?
She knows about it.
She just said she didn't.
I just found out today myself.
Yeah, everybody
This
got
one too?
Do what?
Is this one?
We're gonna have to get the little litter bugs, trash can.
And then I think I'll take
Yeah, I
this.
mentioned that in the past.
We're gonna have to chain it to a tree so they won't steal it, I guess.
Yeah, there's a full-size dumpster down there.
I didn't.
They
Well,
don't,
they won't use
You
it.
couldn't hear.
Lots of people can't
wherever
use
they
it,
eat them
And
meals,
it's like you put a trash can down there, they ain't gonna use it.
wherever they eat them meals is where they throw all their trash.
You did.
Oh, no, it was a
And,
joint effort. We did really well.
Oh yeah, here's another thing is Timmy Snelling wants somebody to stay off his property.
Nobody's
We
been
announced that
in
2
Timmy's
meetings
house.
ago.
Nobody.
2 meetings ago.
He told me to tell you this time also.
Okay. Is Patty still trying to mow his yard?
I don't
Can I have
know.
that, please?
We,
Yeah,
went
that's
up
what
on
he
his
told me.
I haven't
porch,
heard anything on
we
that.
shut his doors, all we did.
Yeah,
I was the way told me to tell you. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
If
anything.
he's got anything to say to me about shutting his door, he can come and tell me.
That's for his utility show? I
and
have no clue.
this one
Tried to
is
do the boy a favor and he,
Yeah. Well, they was looking into his funds and stuff too, so he's still on the
How's
house.
Paul? Does anybody know how Paul's doing?
I have no idea, I haven't even seen it.
Not here.
I don't know.
you know, we try to help somebody.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes.
It's not our fault he lost it for not paying taxes.
Oh, yeah, take care of that, sure.
Oh, is that what I
Yeah.
done?
Well, when do we start running for office? March, April, next year?
Yeah, I think,
President election, that's November.
yeah, that's November,
20th or something like that?
Third.
The 3rd?
yeah.
Not back here, are you?
Let's go, Joe.
Yes, sir. They asked me to serve